Eel-ectric dreams. Imagine your Tesla getting juiced up by an eel. Picture this. You pull into a charging station, but instead of plugging into a boring old outlet, you're greeted by a tank of electric eels. Yep, you heard that right. Eels. Those slippery, shocking creatures that lurk in the Amazon. Now I know what you're thinking. Ellen, have you been hanging out with the Kardashians again? This sounds like one of their wild business ideas, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. But just for a minute, let's dive into this wacky world where electric eels power our Teslas. Could it actually work? Would it be totally awesome or a recipe for disaster? Let's find out. Buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to take a hilarious and electrifying ride into the future of fuel. Shocking superpowers. Electric eels are like the superheroes of the Amazon. Okay, let's get real for a second. Electric eels aren't your average fish. They're more like the superheroes of the Amazon, with the power to zap their prey and even knock down a grown human. These slippery critters have 3 special electric organs in their bellies that act like living batteries. These organs are packed with thousands of tiny cells called electrocytes, which work together to generate powerful electric shocks. We're talking up to 600 volts of electricity. That's enough to power a small appliance, or give you a serious jolt if you're not careful. No wonder they call them electric eels. But here's the million-dollar question. Can we harness this shocking superpower to fuel our Teslas? Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get even more interesting. What's up, eel? How much power can these slippery critters really generate? So, we know electric eels pack a serious punch, but how does their power stack up against other energy sources? Can they really compete with solar panels, wind turbines, or even those gas-guzzling dinosaurs we call fossil fuels? Well, a single electric eel can generate about 1 kilowatt of power in short bursts. That's enough to light up your Christmas tree or run your microwave for a few minutes. Not bad for a fish, right? But here's the catch. That burst of power doesn't last very long. Eels need time to recharge their batteries, just like our phones. And we haven't even talked about how to capture all that electricity without getting fried. So, while electric eels are definitely impressive little powerhouses, they might not be ready to replace your solar panels just yet. But don't lose hope. There's still plenty more to explore in this eel-electrifying adventure. Tesla versus eel, a not-so-serious look at who would win in a power struggle. Okay, let's have some fun with this. Imagine a Tesla Model S, sleek and powerful, facing off against a humble electric eel in a battle of the volts. Who would win? On paper, the Tesla has a clear advantage. With its massive battery pack, it can crank out hundreds of horsepower and go from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds. The eel, well, it's a fish. It swims. But don't underestimate the power of nature. That eel might be small, but it's packing a serious electrical punch. And let's be honest, have you ever seen a Tesla swim? Advantage eel. Of course, this is all in good fun. In reality, a Tesla and an electric eel would probably just stare at each other in confusion. But hey, it's fun to imagine, right? Can we plug in? The science behind harnessing eel-electricity? Alright, time to get serious, or as serious as we get on the Ellen Show. Could we actually harness the power of electric eels to charge our Teslas? Well, scientists have been fascinated by bioelectricity for centuries, and they've made some progress in tapping into the power of living organisms. We've got microbial fuel cells that generate electricity from bacteria, and even pacemakers that run on the body's own electrical impulses. But capturing and storing the electricity from electric eels is a whole other ballgame. Their shocks are short, powerful bursts, and we haven't quite figured out how to capture and convert that energy efficiently without harming the eels. It's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle, or herd a bunch of cats wearing roller skates. Possible? Maybe. Practical? Not so much. Eel Farms for energy? Would it be like a car wash, but with more zap? Okay, let's say we somehow figure out how to capture all that eel-electricity. Would we have Eel Farms for energy? Would you drive up to a charging station that looks like a giant aquarium? Fill her up with eels, please. And make sure they're extra shocking today. My Tesla needs a boost. It's a funny thought, but probably not the most practical. Eels are wild animals, and farming them for their electricity raises a whole bunch of ethical and environmental concerns. Plus, can you imagine the smell? Not exactly the kind of aroma you want wafting through your Tesla. So while eel farms might be a hilarious image, they're probably not the future of sustainable energy. But hey, at least we're thinking outside the box, right? Ethical eels. Is it cool to use our aquatic friends for power? Now let's talk ethics. Even if we could harness eel-electricity, is it right to use our slippery, shocking friends for our own energy needs? Some people might argue that it's just another form of animal exploitation, like factory farming or using animals for entertainment. Eels are living creatures, and they deserve to be treated with respect, not like batteries with fins. Others might say that if we can find a way to harness their power without harming them, it could be a sustainable and eco-friendly energy source. But that's a big if. Ultimately, the ethical implications of using electric eels for energy are complex and worth considering. It's a conversation we need to have as we explore new and innovative energy solutions. Expert opinions. What do the energy gurus think about eel-powered cars? So what do the experts think about all this eel-electricity talk? Are we onto something revolutionary, or are we just plain bonkers? Well, most energy experts agree that while electric eels are fascinating creatures with incredible abilities, they're not a practical solution for powering our cars or homes, at least not with our current technology and understanding. Dr. Jane Goodall, a renowned primatologist and anthropologist, put it best when she said, "I admire the ingenuity, but let's focus on solutions that don't involve exploiting our fellow creatures." And she's got a point. So, while the idea of eel-powered cars might be a fun thought experiment, it's probably best left to the realm of science fiction for now. The future of fuel? Will we be saying fill her up with eels someday? So, are we all going to be driving eel-powered Teslas in the future? Probably not. But that doesn't mean we should stop exploring innovative and unconventional energy solutions. The search for sustainable and renewable energy is more important than ever, and who knows what incredible discoveries await us. Maybe we'll find a way to harness the power of lightning storms, or create energy from the movement of the tides. The future of fuel is full of possibilities, and it's up to us to imagine and create a brighter, more sustainable future for generations to come. And hey, if we ever do figure out how to safely and ethically harness the power of electric eels, I call dibs on the first eel-powered Tesla. Eel Alternative Energy. Exploring other wacky and wonderful power sources. While electric eels might not be the answer to our energy woes, there's a whole world of weird and wonderful alternative energy sources out there. Let's take a look at some of the most intriguing and hilarious contenders. Cow power. Yep, you read that right. Cow manure can be used to generate biogas, which can then be used to power homes and businesses. Talk about turning waste into watts. Human power. We're talking about more than just hamster wheels here. Some gyms are now using special equipment to capture the energy generated by your workout and feed it back into the grid, so you can feel good about burning calories and saving the planet at the same time. Dance floor energy. Imagine a nightclub where your moves on the dance floor actually generate electricity. Some clubs are already experimenting with this technology, proving that you can party hard and be eco-conscious at the same time. So, while some of these ideas might sound crazy, they just might hold the key to a more sustainable future. After all, the best ideas often start with a little bit of imagination and a lot of laughter. Final thoughts. A hilarious wrap-up of our eel-electric adventure. Well, folks, there you have it. Our wild and wacky exploration into the world of electric eels and the future of fuel. We've learned that these slippery critters are basically the superheroes of the Amazon, packing enough electrical punch to make even Tesla jealous. But while eel-powered cars might be a hilarious image, can you imagine the insurance premiums? They're probably not the most practical or ethical solution to our energy needs. But hey, it's always good to think outside the box and explore all the possibilities, right? As we continue our quest for sustainable and renewable energy, let's remember to keep our sense of humor and our commitment to protecting our planet. After all, laughter and a healthy dose of environmentalism are the best medicine for a brighter future. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to find a dance club that powers its disco ball with the energy of good vibes. See you on the dance floor.